ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? No one else could fill my life with ecstasy. No one else, it seems, could make me care. What is left is just a memory that's so empty and so unfair. Melody, I'll write another melody, and this time from the start you'll see I'll write it from the heart, and words that say come to me, words that say come to me, stay with me. Won't you stay with me? Stay with me.
It's lunchtime and the Brooklyn Cafe is open for business. Live from the Amp Media Studios, Dawn and Freddie S. and their team are ready to serve up a huge portion of fun for lunch with friends and neighbors. So let's break open that lunch pail and unwrap that sandwich you brought and take a front row seat in the Brooklyn Cafe and get ready to enjoy some humor and hot topics. It's time to get a healthy serving of hope and happiness to help your day go by with a smile. Your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S., are ready to talk about food, health, dating, or just plain dream making. If you have a story to share, movie review, restaurant critique, or just a coincidental thing that happened to you, call in toll free 888-994-4995, Studio A right now. Sit back and enjoy your lunch break at the Brooklyn Cafe. Here are your hosts, Dawn and Freddie S.
Dun, 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 dun. We're late.
We had a long music bed. I know, we've been chit-chatting. We've been smelling this delicious food. I got to tell you, I am hungry.
If you have smell-o-vision, you would enjoy
Oh, my
our show
goodness.
today. Welcome, welcome, welcome to a Friday edition of the Brooklyn Cafe. Smell-o-vision.
Great way to kick off the weekend.
Remember, I came out with that 17 years ago. You scratched your TV
Don't
screen.
say it. Don't.
And you could
And he
smell
did.
deliciousness.
And he did.
What's
At
the
least you
matter?
cleaned it up a little bit. I thought
Nah,
you were
that's
going
another
to go.
way
I
to
thought you were
present
going to
it.
go another way. So thank you so much for
She's
cleaning
worried
that
I'm
up.
going to say scratch and sniff, but I wasn't going to say
Oh, Katie, where's that buzzer when I need it?
8 years ago, I came up with that idea. It's amazing.
Thank you. That's close.
We
It's
break
something.
a camera? Who is that?
We got a great show lined up for you today. Happy Friday, everyone. It is beautiful. We have so many community announcements to make. We've got a longtime friend joining us from the other side of the United States. We've got Pamela Chanel David coming to us all the way from the Bay Area. Maybe she's got some predictions on the 49ers. I'm not sure. We're bringing her show back, The Reinvented Life. We've got Russell Johnson in the house. Talking about lights in the night.
Aliens are among us.
All I can tell you is buckle up, because Russ is here with Sally and Lynn in one room. So if things start blinking and going haywire,
Blame it on her.
blame it on Studio B.
Did you hear the latest report that came out? This is true. That those with smelly feet are the aliens.
Josh,
Josh, Braxton, alien.
people who don't wash their
That's
feet,
how-
maybe?
No, it has nothing to do with washing your feet. You can wash your feet. Ain't
Really?
Still scratching sniff.
I hope they don't hashtag that for today, is all I can say. We've got artist and teacher Lori Arbel joining us. We've got Yad Proper, brought to you from Coffee News. We've
That's
got
right.
some incredible Jamaican cuisine. It says Jamaican and seafood. I'm not sure what we've got, but it smells delicious.
Is that called jerk food? Jerk? Uh-huh.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk chicken.
Jerk.
Why do they call it jerk?
Thank you.
I never understood
Smelly
that.
feet equals an alien.
It's a way of spicing up things.
Spicing up things.
Yeah, we do it over pimento hood. It we go back way back when, from the Taino Indians came to Jamaica. That's how they cook over wood. So it's a tradition go way back.
Is it spicy?
Yeah, it's spicy. But how I do it, I put the spice on the side. I cook with more flavor and the spice on the side. So the spice is in the sauce.
So you can add whatever spice you want to have.
You can have,
You like-
exactly.
now this one, watch
I
out.
love spices.
There's going to be a smokestack coming out of the dish because that's all she eats is the spicy stuff. I can't believe it.
You know, I was pregnant with my daughter in Dallas. Everything, you know, Tex-Mex in Texas is tremendous. Everything had to be hot and spicy. You would, I don't know, maybe what
I
they
can't
say
do
about
it.
your daughter? Well, you were never pregnant, but when I was pregnant
And
with
I
her,
never had a
everything had to
daughter
be like
either.
hot and spicy. I love peppers and spices, and you would think I would love cooking, but I'd rather enjoy
I
the
think you like
cuisine
when
here.
other people cook.
Exactly.
Do you like jerk food?
I don't
Is it
know.
jerk food? Is that okay to say it? Because people scream at me.
No, it's not jerk
Jerk
food.
chicken.
We have jerk chicken. So we have jerk pork, jerk shrimp.
It's a lot
It's
of
about
jerk.
Any meat you can jerk. Mushroom
Any
you
meat.
can jerk.
Meathead.
It's a spice. It's a spice what you had.
Some of the guys I have in here, we call them meatheads. I'm going to call them jerk heads now because it's meat.
And you have a food truck, Rohan?
Yeah, it's named Yard Proper in South Florida, located in Fort Lauderdale. But we go all over.
How did you get the name Yad Proper?
Well, actually, Yard Proper came about. But I migrated from Jamaica in 2018 to Arizona. So while I was doing Uber in Arizona, one day I was passing and I saw this building, Broadway Proper. I was like, wow, that stuck in my head. I say Yard Proper. But yard meaning, once you hear somebody say yard, it's Jamaica. It's referred to Jamaica.
What does it mean in Jamaican?
It's Jamaica.
Okay,
Jamaica refer to yard.
okay.
That's why we call Jamaica yard. Once you're overseas and you say yard, that means Jamaica.
Were you a chef in Jamaica?
No, actually, I was a bus driver. Let's see.
Of course.
But cooking it's a family tradition. And my grandma used to cook. My mom put me in the kitchen at a young age. So I love cooking. And I cook with love. So that's it. And moving to the States, I decided that I wanted to do something different in terms of cooking authentic Jamaican food, not watered down Jamaican food.
Now, I heard one of our producers was at the show that you were at in Fort Lauderdale, and he says, because it was a little chilly, and he bought one of your dishes, and the spiciness kept him warm.
Oh, then I need that.
And he says, you got to have this guy on there. Call him and see if he'll come on. But you had so many people around you, he couldn't even talk to you because you were busy, he said.
Yeah, that's how it goes on the road when you're out to the food truck with good food. Because people love good food. People want good food. And once they find the good food, that's it.
How long have you had the food truck?
It's over a year now.
So
I
it's
started in 2021.
pretty new.
Yeah, pretty new.
All right, so how'd you go from being a bus driver in Arizona to having a food truck in Fort Lauderdale?
Well, I moved to Fort Lauderdale in 2020, December. And I was on the verge of looking at a restaurant, but I wasn't getting the loan So my uncle sold me the truck. It took me about a year to sort it out. And while doing that, I was helping my other uncle with the restaurant. Because my uncle have a restaurant in Fort Lauderdale. It's called Backyard Cuisine. It's authentic Jamaican food. It's the best Jamaican restaurant in Fort Lauderdale now.
Really?
Yeah.
We have to send Shelly over there.
Yeah, you need to check it out.
We're going to send a crew
It's on
over
State
there.
Road. It's 4316 North State Road.
Wow.
State Road 7.
And are you there? Are you
Yeah, I'm there.
affiliated
Yeah,
with-
when I'm not on the road with the truck, I'm there. That's where I'm at.
Wow.
So when I leave the show, I'm headed there. Because
What
today
is-
it's Fake Spin Friday.
What did you bring today?
Well, we bring jerk chicken, we bring escovitch fish, jerk lobster, rice and peas. That's what we call it in Jamaica. You call it rice and bean. Okay? Festival, bami, and some jerk chicken tacos.
What is your number one seller on the truck?
Well, trust me, the jerk shrimp is going hot now. The jerk chicken, they're the two number one seller. The taco is also doing well. I
What's
would do
your
a jerk
favorite?
shrimp, I would do a jerk chicken taco.
Me? I like all of it.
You like all of it.
Are you kidding?
How about you, Jalen? You like jerk chicken and food? Yep. What's your favorite? Jerk chicken. Jerk chicken. She loves that too. Festival. All right,
I
go
got to
ahead,
tell
time
you
for some
what I
lunch.
like. Number one, presentation. Look at me. Look at this man.
I know.
Number two, I can only imagine that his truck is spotless. Now, I wasn't there. My guy was there. He told me, you got to get this guy. Joe called me, is he coming? Because Joe may show up any minute.
Oh, good.
It seems like your food is a magnet for people. I guess some of the producers are coming from school, and they wanted to cut school to come and say, no, go to school and then come afterwards. Because apparently this is the food
Of the gods.
of today. Now, there was a time that Linda used to bring home, I don't know where she got it from, exactly what he has there. And I used to save it for 2 days because
I remember that.
Remember? I used to cut up in 2 days because you have to have delicious in 2 days, and it was all the way down south. What is your favorite dish? Not what you sell, but the one that you say, this is my best.
Well, for me personally,
Yeah.
well, I love seafood. So I love steamed fish. That's my favorite, steamed fish.
The steamed fish.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think we should take a quick commercial break, pass out some food while we get Pamela all situated, Chanel,
she
on the
on?
VMix. Get some food, get some lunch, and test it out because it smells, oh my gosh, so
I've never
good.
heard Dawn in 8 years ever go to commercial break to get food.
Well,
This is the first. It's like I tell you, he's contagious.
stay tuned, more to come. Give us a call.
I'm a
No, it
firm
starts,
believer.
trust you me, it
I
starts.
trust in the Father, the
It's-
Almighty God, so He's the
amen
one
to
in
that, but it
control,
starts
you know.
with you.
I
gotta
put Him
tell you
first
that.
in everything.
Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Known for his Art Deco Cubist style and compositions with dancing saturated color, Ken Bieberman has lived and breathed art his whole life. From the early 80s, he's influenced the Art Deco district of Miami Beach. Featured in numerous restoration projects, hotels, galleries, and clubs, Bieberman creates for everyday folks and celebrity clientele. He's also the proprietor of Art Repro, a giclée and scanning company in Pompano Beach. When it comes to scanning high resolution, size is not an issue. Professionally scanning art up to 10 feet and 64 inches in width, Art Repro utilizes state-of-the-art equipment. On quality canvas or paper, archival ink and printing mediums are put to use. Art Repro ensures colors are true and every nuance of the art is captured, including the canvas weave. Perfection is the priority. Contact artist Ken Bieberman today at 954-547-0095 or visit his website www.artrepro.net.
Being a successful woman in business means having the courage to own who you are. We understand the challenges faced by women, and we are here to help. Our team is here to develop the best strategy designed just for you. Your path is unique, and with the right tools, you can accomplish your dream. From radio to TV, from podcasting to magazines, we create the visibility to amplify your impact in business. At New Dawn Media, We are here to help bring your message forward and help your business flourish. It is time for your message to be seen and your voice to be heard. Contact us at 866-224-5422 or brooklyncafe.tv. Your voice can make a difference.
Le Sorel Restaurant, home of the authentic Italian tradition, offers a large menu that consists of seafood, steak, homemade pasta, brick oven pizza, and homemade desserts including a wide wine selection. We also have the best bar in Boca Raton with delicious cocktails, homemade limoncello, cappuccino, Italian espresso, brandy, and other specialties. Open every day with a lunch and dinner menu. For more information or to make a reservation, contact lesorelrestaurant.com or call 561-235-5301.
There is no way to ignore it. You hear it on the news, online, from your friends and family. What happened to my money? Whether it got hit by falling stocks and bonds, with the coronavirus, shrunk by a floundering 401k with low interest rates, and is riding the extreme ups and downs of the stock market with political elections. Many Americans are worried about their money and how they're going to retire. Help protect your financial future now and call J.D. Melberg for your complimentary book from a leading financial firm that shows you ways not to run out of money whether the market goes up or down. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuity strategies in simple-to-understand terms that can protect your money for a lifetime. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits of annuities from hundreds of top-rated insurers, helping you to find ways to get up to 33% more income in retirement. That's right. 2 books, both absolutely free, for calling J.D. Melberg. Help protect your financial future.
Call 877-643-3015.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. That's the first time I've ever seen a line.
There was a line for food.
There was a line for food.
I think we need a lunch truck. Lunch, the lunch lady.
No, what I want to do, now that Russ is here, and the other shows as well, but now that Russ is here, what I like to do is I like to do a Nights in the Light seminar and do maybe a 2-hour deal. There'll be some music. We'll have the maestro over there bringing some food in the lobby.
You know what's going to happen, though.
It's okay. They're all going to want it. How's it feel to want?
No, I mean, the place may levitate. Between Russ and Sally and Lynn.
Like I told you.
We may have to, that helium balloon from up, we're going to have to pull it back
Like
down.
I told you this morning, can you imagine coming to work to this every morning? Let it levitate. But wouldn't it be a trip? And depending on what the show is, we figure out the show with the food and everything else, he would fit right in half our shows.
Absolutely.
And nobody ever says no to that food.
They actually wanted us to go to commercial break so they could all come out and get lunch. So I'm excited about that.
I can't believe how fast they got it.
How is
Wow.
it, everyone? Thumbs up, outstanding.
Josh, how is it?
All right, we're going to head over to California.
Hold on, before we
Yep.
go to California, I want to ask Chef a question. Chef,
Rohan.
this weekend is football weekend.
Yeah.
Can you cater if people are throwing a party this quickly? You only have like
No
tomorrow
problem.
and Sunday? You could
24
do it.
hours.
So if people want to cater food from you, they can have it by tomorrow?
Yeah, kind of, yeah. Because marination for the jerk is generally like 12 hours.
So if you want to have him do a party for you and you're having a party, or you just want to create a party, you give this man a call. It's
Give a
like
call.
when I went to, what's the name of the place? The food place. Not BJ's, the other one. Costco. There were people on the line that did not know what a Super Bowl party
You
was.
and I might do well in a game show. Sounds like would
Ah,
be.
Costco, whatever. So I went in there and I taught 20 people how to do a party. If I knew him, I would have made a fortune that day. Because everybody looks to have somebody host or cater playoff stuff.
Z, you like spicy food? Are you?
She's Jamaican.
She's Jamaican.
Yeah.
I did. Maybe
Yeah.
that's why she
Yeah,
says
man.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, let's go to California.
All right, we're going to head over to our friend Pamela Chanel David, all the way over in the Bay Area. She moved. She was in Sacramento. She moved to the Bay Area, just on the other side of the Golden Gate Bridge.
You know, the Golden Gate Bridge ain't golden no more.
What is it? It's orange.
It's rusted.
I think they paint it like that on purpose. I don't know. We have to ask Chanel. Let's bring her on over. And there she is.
Great
And
to
how are
see
you?
It's so
I'm
good
great.
to see you. Can we turn your
So good.
camera the other way?
Put it horizontal.
Perfect.
And there you be.
Yeah. And here I am.
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm great, you guys. It's so good to see you. I'm actually not at my home today. I'm actually coming to you from the gym because I was here this morning and wanted to be sure that I got to you on time.
Yeah. Chanel called me yesterday morning. It was 7:30 our time, which means it was 4:30 in the morning in California.
You go to the gym at 4:30 in the morning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be
And I
sure to
called-
get the classes in.
I called her on my way to the studio, and she says, I'm on my way into spinning. I said, are you still in California? She says, uh-huh. So it was 5:30 in the morning in California. She had been up since 3. But this is all part of the next stage of you, the next step of what you're doing on the Reinvented Life.
That's right. It's honestly, it's just so good to be back here. And you're right. This is really about not just the new year, but about elevating to the next level. You know, many people know my health journey, but I've gone from near death a year, 8 years ago, I was given a year to live. And it has been a process over these 8 years of reinventing everything, reclaiming my health, figuring out what I needed to do. I was in dire straits with my weight, with my blood sugar, with blood pressure, with all of those things that are really important. And so it's been about not just shifting what I'm eating and what I'm doing, but incorporating fitness and really just making health a priority in my life.
How much weight did you lose originally?
So I've lost to date 160 pounds.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, it's the equivalent of a whole person, if you can imagine.
More than a
And
person, yes.
yeah, and I have about 30, 40 pounds to lose, which is this next stage of the journey. And, it's interesting. It'll be having been lost 200 pounds by the time this is done.
That's incredible. Kudos to you. That is amazing. And when I spoke to Chanel yesterday, it made me think of Russ, who's in studio today, because a man came back to us 2 days ago and said, this is my next step to share all of the information. This is the next point of what I need to do. I had the same exact conversation with you yesterday, and you said, this is my time to get the rest of the information out. So I don't know what's lining up in the stars, but apparently now's the time.
Well, you did it the first go round. We were just getting warmed up. I think this go round we're going to do some things we're going to add a little bit more. Our technology has gotten a little bit better, and I want to put some video around what you do. I'm asking some of the producers to participate and listen to the show as well, so that when you have questions and answer, I want you to put segments. Health tip of the week and what to eat and what not to eat, because it starts all between the ears. Your body begins here. If you want to lose weight, if you want to, you look at that man over there and he'll tell you it all starts here.
This
Everything
man
else
ages
follows.
backwards. He doesn't ever get on camera, Chanel, but he ages back. He's like Benjamin Buttons over here, Russ Johnson.
He does.
Right?
He does. I don't even want to tell you how old he is because you'll never believe me, but it's unbelievable. He's still kicking and moving and everything else, which is great.
The new Reinvented Life. You've moved. You're making some changes on your Reinvented Life.
I have. So I've moved back to my home. I'm born and raised in the San Francisco Bay Area. So I'm just so thrilled to be back, be with family and be with friends. But it was a lifestyle change as well. The area I live in is magnificent. It's got hiking. It's got the ocean. It's got Mount Tam. It's got Muir Woods. This area that I live in is just blessed. And it was a big part of my decision because it's not just about weight loss, although I had to reclaim my health. and that has been a big part of it. But it's about really creating a lifestyle. And, you know, Freddie, what you were just saying is so important. It's about what are we eating and how are we doing it? And most important, it's about our gut health. And this is something on the first round, you know, it was just about moving and calories and what I can do. But this round, this finishing off of really reclaiming and coming back into balance in my life is about my gut health and about shifting that. And when that shifts, the rest happens.
True that. That's the way it begins. That's the way it starts. You know, I lost a lot of weight. Then I gained it back in COVID, and I'm back to losing it again because it helped me get off of insulin, and I'm looking to get off some meds as well. And I got to tell you, if you're going to eat right, spicy food, I was told, is really good for you. It sort of circulates the body and everything else. So doing it the right way, not the other way, makes a big difference. And then you carry that. You become contagious. Like everybody wants to eat Chef's food over there because it becomes contagious. You feel good about yourself. Wait till you see our next guest. I mean, she's a fireball as well.
You're gonna love
and it
this
just
one.
grows and grows and goes. And it doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter who you are, but it exists. I am so happy that you're back because we've been holding a spot at the table for you because I knew you were coming back. I knew it. You had to. You had to because your program people need. Not want, but need.
And, you know, with whether it's someone's business or their life in general, anytime you want to make a change, you really have to look at the whole environment, the whole lifestyle of where you are. And you're absolutely right. Everyone that wants to change needs to know how to do it so it's sustainable. And that's really what this is about. It's creating sustainable change. Listen, this isn't an overnight transformation. I mean, this is 8 years, but it is consistent shifts all the time.
What's the next shift that you've made? What's the change, the next hurdle for this new stage in your life?
This change is really about not just the mechanics of losing weight or incorporating fitness and certain other things, but it's truly about overcoming limiting beliefs at the next level. For me,
Oh, we lost her.
We really lost her.
They went blank. It's Russ Johnson in the house.
I told you, did I not prepare everyone for this?
You know,
at the
but
moment?
you shouldn't do that.
I shouldn't call it?
Not during the interview, no.
All right, let's take a commercial break. When we come back, let's see if we can get Chanel back on the line. More to come with the reinvented life. Lights in the night. It's a whole mouthful.
Well,
We've got a lot going
you're
on.
exhausted.
The reinvented life. Lights in the night. You say that 2 times fast.
No, I'd rather say get your playoff food set. Give this man a call and get your thing done. I stay away from complicated words.
More to come. We'll be right back.
In times of economic uncertainty and chaos, your money means nothing. You may not even be able to get it from your bank or ATM. What you can bank on is gold and silver. Gold and silver have been a reliable and trusted form of currency for thousands of years. Call the Gold Hotline now and learn how to protect your money and your assets with gold and silver. Protect your money from the next market crash with gold and silver. Call now for your free gold guide.
Born in Marseille, France, Max Lazega creates whimsical and free-flowing interpretive art. His 40 years in the construction industry created the foundation for his craft. His unique work displays his view of the future with bold and playful combinations of materials and processes, but the methodology remains consistent. He fuses recycled materials and discarded building supplies into a fresh, well-executed approach. Lazega has lived in Miami, Florida most of his life, where he pursues his lifelong passion of creating industrial art. For more information, contact Max Lazega at artworkstudios.org or 786-326-8873.
Meet Jay Harmon, one of the many artists held in the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery. Jay specializes in various different art styles, but his medium to work with is colored pencils. His unique style comes from being self-taught and years of practice. Jay pulls his inspiration from many outlets like People, television, celebrities, and many more. With multiple original pieces, Jay's art graces the gallery with over 40 plus works for viewing and for purchase. His many years of being an artist has given him a chance to partner with the Derwent brand, giving him the opportunity to try many different work styles and further his craft. Feel free to come down and visit the studio to view his work, or if you're interested in your own Jay Harmon original, he's open to commissions on his website, coloredpencilartist.com, or catch his show, The Colored Pencil Artist, on Amp Media Productions on YouTube and Facebook. See you soon.
What would you do if you had a broken bone? You'd go to the doctor and use your insurance, right? What would you do if you had a serious problem with drugs and alcohol? Most people do nothing until it's too late. Your insurance can help you get clean and sober with the assistance of a place like the Detox and Treatment Helpline. Many times treatment is fully covered, so why not use your insurance to treat your addiction problem just like you would if you had a broken bone? And with the Family Medical Leave Act, you're allowed by law to take off time from work, and your employer doesn't need to know the reason. So there are two good reasons. You've got insurance you can use for your addiction problem, and with the Family Medical Leave Act, it's completely confidential. Call us right now and save a life.
Call 855-350-4504. That's 855-350-4504. Call 855-350-4504 now.
Want to save money on your next flight? Then pick up the phone and call, because the best prices are not online. See, SmartFares has special deals with the airlines. When they have unsold seats, they use SmartFares to fill them. So you get airline tickets at ridiculously low prices. With the extra money you'll save, you can book another trip or treat yourself to dinner. Call today and get the best price on your next flight, guaranteed. Also, save up to 50% off business and first class tickets.
Artist Rosie Sherman paints her passions to share with everyone. Expressing herself through bold and vibrant colors, her suggestion and style are always in flux. Inspired by travels, nature, romance, and the human spirit, Rosie makes sure her depiction of women are strong and proud. Her landscapes illustrate the changing seasons in the diverse world that we live in. To find her artwork in the multiple medias you can purchase, visit rosiesherman.pixels.com.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
And we're back. I always wait for you.
You don't have to wait for me. There are people writing in. Let's get Chantel back up.
Let's bring Chanel back over. Frank says he's got some peppers, so I want to try Frank's peppers. We lost you for a minute, so I'm glad you joined us again.
I am back, and it was right in the middle of you asking me the biggest change, so here I am.
And it's funny, there are people writing in on the subjects. We have Zaina Williams says best tasting food. You know Zaina Williams? Yeah. She says best tasting food. And Frank said that, Frank used to weigh 213 pounds.
Really?
Now he weighs 158 and going down.
Frank, you got to give us a call back. We can put you through.
And I think he did it eating peppers or something. I don't know. Bringing some pepper. I don't know. Something. I grow peppers that are practically inedible. Well, we don't need that. Maybe.
I love it.
Maybe Nights in the Light for the aliens. They like peppers.
All right, Frank, give us a call back. But Chanel, I want to know about your change.
So I think the biggest thing, as I was saying, is not concentrating so much on weight loss itself or infusing certain things. You know, over time, it's become an integrated part of my lifestyle. But it's addressing the inner system. It's addressing the gut and really treating our bodies with as much care as we possibly can. So what we're eating, the type of foods we're eating, it all matters. And it's not just a matter that we're trained of amounts of food, but how are we getting those nutrients? And if our guts aren't clear, if we are not at a place where we can actually absorb all of the good foods and nutrients that we're taking in, then we're missing out on actually repairing our systems. So for me, the biggest change is I've been involved with the repair of my system, literally from the gut out. It's like that old saying, trust your gut. Well,
It's true.
that's what I've done.
And I wanted to ask your opinion. I just recently found out that when you buy stuff from Amazon that's not FDA approved, you're really throwing the dice for a lot of different reasons. I took something for my joints because I was hurting a little bit. And I got to tell you, the stuff works. But the side effects made my blood pressure go through the roof. And my doctor said to me, what are you doing? So I had to cut that out. Then I heard a show last night talking about taking supplements. You want to talk to your medical professionals before you do, because sometimes they interfere with your medicine.
We've talked about that for years.
But I like the way she does it, because if you work that way, you get off of everything.
Gut health, leaky gut, stress, adrenal fatigue, all of that right now is at an all-time high. And if your body can't absorb your food, it's like people that have Crohn's disease and irritable bowel syndrome. You're eating the food, but it's not being processed right. Diabetics, things like that. Your food doesn't get processed right. You hold on to sugars. How is your sugar level now?
So I had very high blood sugar level. It was all part of my initial diagnosis. Scary levels, beyond the spectrum levels. And now my blood sugar is completely in check. I take no medication. I take supplements. But one of the bigger changes that I've done is I've actually acquired a health coach, someone that has experienced 30 plus years, certified in nutrition. I mean, he is fabulous. And one of the most exciting things about the Reinvented Life show is I'm going to bring him on. I'm going to bring him on for at least the next 90 days.
Wow.
And we're going to discuss each and every time we're on a different one of these issues. So Freddie, everything you're talking about, Dawn, the things you mentioned, we're going to be discussing in the show, and we're going to show people what you can do to actually help improve these issues that people are having. You know, food is medicine, and if we treat it in the right way, if we're taking the right nutrients in, it makes all the difference. And I think people become just okay. They settle with maybe conditions they're feeling, whether it be exhaustion or tired or all of the other things. And what I'm excited is there's ways to alleviate that.
I'm excited to hear all about this. And it's the
Yes.
lifestyle, which I'm really excited about. They say it takes 21 days to form a new habit, and then a habit becomes a lifestyle. So if your habit is drinking more water, after 21 days, it becomes your lifestyle. If it's eating a certain way, it's a habit for 21 days, then it becomes a lifestyle. But your taste buds will change. If you cut sugar out for 21 days, your body's going to stop craving it.
Well, I had bad habits for 60 years, so, you know.
It takes 21 days.
I'm going to have to find me 21 days to break it.
You've been doing it you've been back on your program for about 3 weeks.
I have, I know, but it's not easy. It's not easy. But at the end of the day, you know, when they tell you, the doctor tells you you're checking out, you sort of say, I ain't ready to go right now. So you sort of force yourself to do that. So 21 days is nothing in the long spectrum of good health. So
we're excited to have the Reinvented Life back. We're excited for all of your new changes and to have you back into our family. It's been a few years, so welcome home.
Absolutely. I feel at home, and just blessings to both of you for doing what you do and bringing this interesting subject matters to everyone every day.
Every day. All right. It starts Monday, January 30th. So a week from Monday, 5 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 2 o'clock Pacific. So more to come with we're going to call you Chanel, but Pamela Chanel David.
All right.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you. You
Thank
too.
you, honey.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right, he called back.
All right,
the man, the myth, the legend.
Let's get Frank on the line.
Mr. Frank A. Ruffolo is
Mr.
on the
Frank,
line.
AKA, he lost all that weight.
Hey, what's up, guys?
How are you, buddy?
I had no idea you had that much of a weight loss, Frank.
Yeah. I went from 213 to 150, and over the years gained it back to about a 180, and now I'm down to 158.
At 213, how did you lose the weight?
You have to make a decision that you want to. I just changed my lifestyle, changed my, watch what I eat, exercise, and cut down.
He makes it sound so simple.
It's not, but it's the work. But the first job is you're going to tell yourself you're going to do it, and then you're going to stick to it. Mind over matter, and no matter what you go through.
Yeah,
The
you have to make the decision to do it. Unless you want to do it, you're not going to do it.
Now, Frank, I wanted to ask you, how did you get, like, there's Super Bowl parties, there's playoff parties, there's baseball, sports, there's like the chef and different people come in with foods. How did you lose the weight during those toughest times?
Hey, I just watch what, I cut out all desserts and bread and watch what I ate. And I ate all health, I ate all regular food, and I ate all the other crappy stuff.
No crappy stuff.
It's not easy.
Moderation.
That's right.
Yep.
Portion control is another big one. Oh, I
Yeah.
love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love
and
it.
exercise. You
and
have to burn more
exercises.
calories than you have to burn more calories than you consume.
Tell me about your peppers.
Oh, they're hotter than habanero. They're a cross between habanero and Scotch bonnet.
Where'd you get these things?
I got them from my late father. He had them. He was growing them at his house. They're called Korean bird peppers.
Chef, you know those? You know those?
They're
Jamaican. That's what we use in Jamaica. That's what we use in
They're real
That's
small. They're
Jamaican.
only about an inch long.
The Scotch bonnet. That's what we use for that
They're only
time.
about an inch long and about a quarter of an inch wide.
They say power comes in small packages.
The only thing I know is Jamaican
narrow.
rum. Jamaican rum was what we drank in the day. We used to live in a 6-story rise up with stairs, right? So we used to take the Jamaican rum and we used to put it down the stairs, and it went around in the stairs, and we used to light it, and we used to call it a magic candle. And if you got it done all the way to the bottom, you got a date with a girl or something. It was the strangest
explode a
time
whole
of my
building.
life. Huh?
You could explode a whole
No, there were
building.
people on the stairs, and they would turn it out. No, it was just a
Let's
because
just-
Jamaican
let's just
rum
like this
ignites,
well.
right?
Yeah, tell you what, in most Jamaican house, you'll find a bottle of rum because it's also medicine. If you have a cold, baby have a cold, you can rub it in the head. If you have a fever, drink with some coffee, and you're good to go.
Wow.
That Jamaican rum make you straight like
It's
an
powerful.
arrow.
It's powerful. It's a number one rum in the world.
Between your rum and his peppers, I can wipe out the plague. COVID, what?
Well, Frank, if you're in the area, come up for some lunch. Bring Chris with you. It's delicious.
Yeah, no, we're going out to dinner in Boca later. We're going to the city fish.
Oh yeah, you know who's
We're going to City Fish later, so I did want to drive up, then drive home, then drive up.
Well, stop in and say hello to Danielle Alexander.
She's
she
there
will be there
tonight.
singing tonight. So
Yeah.
tell her that you're a friend at the cafe.
Well, I met her at the last
Oh, that's right.
show.
You were here Monday with her.
She was here. Yeah, that's why that's when we're going there for my birthday. So
Perfect.
another birthday.
When's your birthday?
yesterday.
Happy birthday.
We have-
You and Avraham.
Nobody tells us nothing.
All right, next time you come up, we'll celebrate. Charlotte says she's recently lost 22 pounds as well.
Yes.
Wow. Well, happy birthday, Frank. Have a wonderful evening, a nice dinner, and some
Yep.
music. We'll
And
celebrate when we
I'll
see
see you when I see you.
We got a cake here for you.
We'll celebrate your birthday next
Okay.
week when we see you.
All right, have a great weekend.
All right, let me know when.
Thanks.
Ciao.
Bye-bye. Zania says, best tasting food. All right, Freddie, we got to go to commercial and try some lunch. When we come back, we're going to talk to Lori, see this spectacular art. I think Sally's on the other side of the picture. I see a hand waving.
Did you guys try the food,
Did you
Sally?
get some lunch?
Well, what are you waiting for? Oh, okay.
All right, we're going to go to commercial,
break.
Stay tuned.
That's a patient woman.
We'll be right back.
All right.
Welcome to AMP2 TV, the first and only internet production company that's truly plugged in. When you're looking for a full-service internet radio, TV production company, discover AMP2 TV. AMP2 TV is a full-service media company that can provide all streaming videos, video studios, radio studios, and television studios. Call us today at 866-224-5422, for no business is too small to grow to be accounted. It's time for your message to be seen.
Let Ant2 TV help get you there.
Stephanie Jaffe is a world-renowned artist who creates one-of-a-kind pieces. Using a keen sense of color and composition, her vibrant collages and mosaics integrate eclectic elements such as vintage keepsakes and fine china with blown glass and fired clay to create whimsical arrangements. For more information about her work, come down to the Brooklyn Cafe TV studio or go to StephanieJaffeArt.com.
Welcome to Lost Harbor Spirits, a world where pirates inspire our spirits, treasures remain undiscovered, and flavors are infused with the essence of mysterious voyages. The distillery became one of the few women-owned craft spirits production sites in the U.S. From our award-winning spirits of vodka and rum to delicious gin, we're always coming up with some new and exciting flavors to keep your cocktails delicious and fresh. Contact Palm Beach Distillery at lostharborspirits.com to take a tour or purchase your favorite spirit at your local liquor store.
Has someone in your family lost a job recently and now you can't afford your mortgage payment? Or do you have a rental property and your tenants aren't paying you? We can come to the rescue and pay you cash for your home immediately. Yes, sell your home and get cash all over the phone without dealing with real estate agents or having to waste time showing your home to lukewarm buyers. You don't need to lose your house to foreclosure. If you have equity in your home, we'll buy your home and give you cash within days, all in a simple over-the-phone and virtual process. Call now before your situation gets worse. Sell a home you can't afford or just need anymore and get the cash you need today. Call this number now.
Call 855-348-5925. That's 855-348-5925. Again, 855-348-5925.
Tax audits, tax liens, wage garnishments.
Every day we hear stories like this about good folks who are simply struggling to pay their bills. Each of them are living a frightening IRS tax nightmare, and they are afraid it will destroy their lives.
I'm a divorced single mom, and my ex-husband left me and the kids with a lot of unpaid bills, including unpaid taxes. I was really starting to show my stress on my kids because the IRS had sent me a letter demanding a huge payment from me. I couldn't afford it. So then the IRS was threatening to garnish my wages. I'm already living paycheck to paycheck. That would have put me over the edge financially.
It truly seemed hopeless, but then a friend at work told her to call the tax relief line.
The people at the tax relief line, they told me about something called innocent spouse relief. They worked it out so that all of the taxes from my ex are not my problem. I don't know how that works, and I don't care. All I care about is that I don't owe the IRS a dime, and they are not going to take my paycheck.
Even if it seems hopeless, you should call the number on your screen right now. There is absolutely no cost for the call or the consultation. You are under no obligation. If you are worried that the IRS could garnish your wages, seize your assets, even take your home, call us right now. The Tax Relief Line is here to help you. Now you have a knowledgeable, professional team of tax experts that are ready to negotiate with the IRS and fight for you to save you money. The Tax Relief Line's professionals have successfully negotiated thousands of cases, reducing and sometimes even eliminating the tax debt for their clients. It's very easy to get started. Simply call the number on your screen right now. You don't have to live in fear anymore. The call and the consultation are free.
If you served in the Marine Corps, by now you know about the contaminated water problem at Camp Lejeune. If you were stationed or worked at Camp Lejeune from 1953 to 1987, you probably have a lot of questions. We have some answers. You could be entitled to compensation. Billions of dollars are being allocated to pay for damages to anyone stationed at Camp Lejeune during that time. Unfortunately, it appears that officials may have known the contaminated water problem existed and did little to protect their men. The Semper Fi code was not honored. If you or someone in your family has developed a serious illness, including various forms of cancer, call this Camp Lejeune legal support line right now. You can't turn back the clock and change what happened, but you can certainly call right now and learn your rights as a Marine. Here's the number.
Call 855-993-2180. That's 855-993-2180. Again, 855-993-2180.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
There was a noise from somewhere deep. We heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer. We're staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that you heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near. Taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break. Singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. A song for the lonely, the tired and the weary. A song for the broken, the mighty. Can you hear me? Get beyond our pride and greed. Share everything that we need. We won't be ignored. We will be restored. Singing a song of hope and love that will give. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. 'Cause love is the word, and hope is the song.
How you like that countdown while we're
And
eating?
we're back. Thanks for the countdown.
All right, we're gonna still eating while we're doing this. This food, oh my gosh, so good. Wow. Chef, where are you gonna be this weekend?
Well, I'll be at the restaurant this weekend
Which is where?
on Backyard Cuisine. It's 4316 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes.
Okay.
So next week I'll be on the road again. I'll be in Pompano for the weekend for the Food Truck Frenzy. Saturday I'll be at Millspan Park for a pop-up. It's the largest pop-up show on in South Florida. 954 pop-up. So it's gonna be a busy schedule after that.
I can tell you, this is unbelievable. That yuca, and we've had yuca you've brought in for different holidays.
It's called bami. It's called bami.
But whatever,
It's made from yuca.
what you do to it, it's like a dessert.
Yeah, because we soak it in coconut milk, mix with vanilla, a little sugar.
That's
and then
what
deep
it
fry
is.
So
There you go. Coconut milk, vanilla, sugar, and deep fry it.
The fish.
Unbelievable.
The fish is unbelievable.
the fish is escovitch. Escovitch was brought to Jamaica by the Spaniards. So that's how they do the fish. And that fish can stay about a week out of the fridge.
Out of the fridge? Oh, because it's marinated?
Because of the vinegar. Because
the
of the
vinegar.
Yeah.
Wow. See,
Escovitch.
you like it? So good.
So if you go to a wake in Jamaica, that's what they will have with bread all night.
Well, there has been lines on there for seconds and thirds, so I think everyone loves the food. You enjoyed it, Russ?
Yes.
Sally?
Oh, I love it.
How about Lynn?
I'm so busy eating.
Everyone's eating, they cannot even talk. What's the best way for people to reach you for catering or to find out where your truck's going to be?
You can follow me on Instagram or Facebook at Yard Proper, or you can call me at 954-881-1322.
And the restaurant tonight?
The restaurant tonight is Backyard Cuisine, 4316 North State Road 7, Lauderdale Lakes.
Well, it has been a pleasure to have you with us. Joey from Coffee News, thank you so much. What a great day. I know you're still eating.
And thank you for having me today to showcase my cuisine and Jamaica at large.
Always our pleasure. So if you go to the Food Truck Frenzy, make sure you stop by and see Rohan with Yard Proper. The food is unbelievable. I can't believe how much we've gone through.
The best.
So good. Thank you again.
Thank you.
So we have a special treat coming up. We've had a very patient artist sitting here with us. We have Lori Arbel joining us. And you met her. I don't know how you met her, but she's got a really interesting story. She's an artist. She's a former teacher, still currently teaching privately. But she definitely had a pivotal moment in her life that we're going to talk about. So welcome, Lori, to the show.
Hello. Thank you so much for having me.
I've been trying to wrap my head a little bit around what you do, and it's more than lines. There's a whole concept behind it, so give us some background.
Sure. So I've been making these lines since I was a young little girl. They were very relaxing, mindful, meditative. And then I created a large body of work, which became my first solo show. It was called Thought Patterns. I was delving into my psyche and using subconscious mark making and intuitive. I wasn't thinking about the composition, and I birthed a solo show. But while that happened, the MSD shooting also happened. And that just opened up so many sparks in my brain and connected me to so many other experiences and trips that I've had as a young Jewish woman. And I started to understand that my mark making was also reminding me of the Holocaust. And in fact, I've been a teacher for 20 years, and I'm deeply connected to childhood and being alive as a child and being so proud and to be able to be free and to be creative. And so I always get sidetracked and I pop around. But I started to make these lines, and I'm like, why am I making so many? Oh my gosh, I want to honor all these children's lives taken in World War II, in the Holocaust. And so I started counting these lines, some of these lines. And then the MSD shooting happened. And then I thought we could honor the lives taken for the 17 lost in the shooting. It was becoming a bigger project. What if we could celebrate our similarities and our differences in hopes to create more peace, to bring awareness to genocide? If we're just kind to one another and we celebrate these similarities and differences, perhaps we could stop a future genocide or another hate act.
Now, you traveled, you said you did March of the Living when you were 18.
Wow, so March of the Living I did when I was 17. Yeah, and I remember being in, the gas chamber, and it was the marks were on the wall, and they've gone into my brain.
So I was going to ask, did you start doing the lines before you had done this trip, or was it after?
It was definitely way after. It was 15 years after. I was going through my own inner struggles, and I started to make a body of work that was reflecting on the subconscious that was happening. And so this piece called Order was just that, trying to make sense of not being identified, being, who am I? Like, what's my name? Is it your clothing? Is it not? Am I just a name? Am I just a person? How do we make a mark on the world? Who am I? Who are you? It was, and then the works were black and white, which are these polarities, these complex thoughts. But there's, and sometimes dark thoughts, right? It's normal to have dark thoughts, but there's always gold in there, which is that hope and that love that's inside of all of us.
So I was going to ask you the goals. That's the nugget of hope.
Yes, always.
You believe in past lives?
I do. I didn't know that I had one. I understood that other people, but it was strange. Just last week I saw mine, which was very bizarre.
What was it? Can we ask?
Yeah, it was very strange. I was in the Holocaust, and it was strange because my personal family, I don't have direct connections who passed away, though I'm Jewish, of course. But no, it is strange, but in this vision that I had, I in fact was one of these girls, and I wasn't scared when I died. People were just falling on me, and I said, I will stand up for you guys and make sure that we don't forget you. It was beautiful.
So how did that feel? Because you've been doing this since you were a little girl, and then you just had this vision now as an adult. Did it make it come full circle for you? That you said now it makes a little bit more sense?
Yeah. When I learned about the Holocaust, I always imagined tall, like, kind of people standing up for and sharing about hard stuff. It seemed mean to me, and I didn't want to be someone sharing that kind of information in a mean way. So how do you share about the Holocaust, something dark and heavy, in a light and hopeful way? And so that's, with time and maturity, I realized I can do that. Like, I'm love and light. There's still ways to talk about hard things, so we're kind to each other, and we could spread it that way and educate that way.
It's a touchy subject, but when you can educate it from a child's perspective to a child, it makes it not as scary, but yet the memory continues to live on.
Right, because we've all make marks. In the caves, they put their stamp with their hands. Children go nuts making a mark. We sign our signature, we make a mark. So that's what it is. What's your mark going to be?
And now you have a new project you're working on, which is really exciting. Yeah. It's a collaborative project for anybody to be a part of.
Anybody. So I've created a global art initiative. We have paper artworks coming from Singapore. I have a website online, a gallery online. You could just create, let's say I'm 43. I make 43 marks to honor my life when I was 1, when I was 2, when I was 3. And you think about how hard or easy it was just to honor your life, but you're also honoring a child. 1 line for 1 child lost in the Holocaust. And then you mail that to me, and then we're sewing them into a big quilt. And other people make works of art as well. Some are done by artists, but as anybody could do it. So we're accepting all of them.
Do you remember the paper clip challenge that went around for years? And this teacher collected all these paper clips that went into an old train car, and they filled up this car and actually ended up in a museum. Right. This project reminds me of the Paperclip project.
Yeah, the idea is, it's one idea, but I would love to hook up with an organization, another human, and we collaborate. It's just one spark in one idea, and it becomes something else, and it turned into something that I can't even imagine.
It's interesting. When my daughter was younger, because I told you she's an art teacher as well.
Yeah.
She did something like this, but hers is with circles. And I never even thought about it. She has this big plexiglass. She did it at camp one summer. And every year of her life is represented, rather than a line, with a circle. And how the colors all intertwine. And that has always been her statement piece when she's applied for school and for jobs and interviews. And her version is circles and yours is the lines. I have to introduce you guys.
Yes,
Be an interesting collaboration.
I have a question.
Yes.
Tell me more about the March for Life. What is that?
Well, there's a few things. So there's March of the Living, which is teens from all over the world go to Auschwitz, to Poland and Israel, and we march for the living, because they went from Auschwitz to Birkenau to the death camp, to the chambers, to the gas chambers. And so we marched the same march that they did towards their death. We did it towards the living, and we're all wearing blue jackets and this beautiful river of like hope. Then the MSD shooting happened, and they had the March for Their Lives. And at the same time, I was creating my project, and there was no title for it yet. I went on the March of the Living. I live in Parkland. I was a teacher at MSD, not during the shooting time, but earlier. That was the first year I taught, was at MSD. So I kind of did like a pun on that. And I make all these connections. My dad's name is Mark. My mom is, number 4 is very important. She passed away when I was in college. So there's multiple layers and connections and honoring our loved ones and our ancestors all wrapped in there.
That's amazing.
I know it's even more amazing is who's in the studio with her right now, because we've got Lynn Everard is the host of the Editor's Desk, but he's also the co-author of a book about past lives. And Sally, who's sitting next to you, is our psychic and medium.
Oh.
And everyone believes there are no coincidences. And here sits Russ Johnson, because I could not have even planned having everybody here. And here you said, that's why I had to ask you about a past life, because Lynn was talking last week about things that fascinate people. When you actually realize why we have this fascination and things we're drawn to, it's because there's a connection somewhere to a past life, a past energy.
Sure.
And your lines are so indicative of that. But you also help children. You're raising awareness, and you've got a crayon project, I believe, or you collect school supplies?
Oh, no, I love supporting the community. I work in Eagles Haven. And we use art supplies when we're doing these experiences. I work with students at my home. Eagles Haven was created for after the MSD shooting. So,
what is Eagles Haven?
JAFCO is an organization that created Eagles Haven. It's a free community center with drumming and psychology and art for anybody affected in Parkland from the Parkland shooting.
Wow.
So I volunteered many times there and at other events.
There's so many amazing organizations.
Lori, when I found her on Facebook, we talked about that, and she talked about how she is spending from her pocket money for art supplies. So she has this very unique intro. I mean, I don't know where it came from. That's not even the point, but it's unique. So she says, yes, I will have a cup of coffee with you. This is how it opens. And then she has 5, 10, you can donate as much money as you want, and she'll talk to you. She says, call, write in, we'll talk. So you give her $5 and she talks to you about her program. So I said, we have our own coffee bags in here, so I wanted to give her a cup of coffee. And I want to give her a check from me to do what she does. Because I got to tell you, just like Chef is here, I call people and I say, I want you to come and I want you to share your vision. Well, she don't know me from Adam. So I have to send pictures of the studio, of Braxton taking pictures, because I want her to make sure that she feels safe coming. But I gotta tell you, that is the most unique thing I've ever seen in my life. And I've been doing this almost, 17 years. I've never seen that approach. So you get $5, you talk to her about her program, and to me, it was effective. And I said to her yesterday, why don't you come down? Thinking that she would do it another day. She says, I'll be right there. So I congratulate you for what you're doing. I think that if people want to donate or have a cup of coffee with you or talk to you, how do they do that?
My website is Lori Arbel, Lori, Arbel, ARBEL.com, or on Instagram at Lori Arbel Art. You could follow the Marks for Their Lives project. We could collaborate. I do healing workshops, art workshops, and it's a beautiful time.
I was going to ask you, what type of art workshops do you do? Because I know you have got private clients that you work with.
Yes. Over the years, I've realized I love holding space for you and healing work, meaning it's more process-oriented. It's therapeutical. Right now, I'm working on a series called Ancestral Dialogues. I love to work with folks who have lost somebody, and they want to celebrate and make art about them, cry, joke around, any of it. Or high school students are my true passion. They're going through a lot of stuff. We're all going through a lot of stuff, but they're fighters, and they just want to process it and be seen and not judged, and it's a beautiful place and comfortable in my studio.
Have you ever written a book?
I've written a children's book. Little Lori Travels the World by Ship. It was a true story. And I also started my memoir, but it's on hold.
What is Little Lori Traveled by Ship? How is that a true story?
So when I was 21, I went on a ship around the world in college called Semester at Sea. And so then I took my 8-year-old, it always goes back to that 8-year-old. I took a picture of my 8-year-old self going around the world instead of the 21-year-old. So it was a very educational book.
Like Flat Stanley.
Yes, exactly like Flat Stanley.
Took little Lori around the world.
Yeah.
It keeps coming back to all the things you learned in kindergarten, but we didn't know what we were learning in kindergarten.
Yes,
I
it's
didn't
those
learn anything.
connections.
It's the connections. I love the whole process of you bringing awareness to the Holocaust through a different perspective. When my kids were younger, we took them to the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C., to the children's exhibit, and then the adults attempted to do the adult exhibit, but my son, he freaked, even during the children's exhibit, that we
Got
had to
chills.
leave and we had to wait outside for all the adults to finish the museum. So I know there is some sort of connection that Aaron has with the Holocaust. But there's this fear of looking deep, because when you look deep, you may find things that aren't always so pretty.
Right.
But you've wrapped your head around it through a project, and you've become more aware, and I think you've worked yourself through what you might find, and when you finally found it recently, I don't think it was probably scary. Was it empowering?
It was, because like this artwork, which is next to me, these little lines are individual, maybe not so important, but together the gestalt is there. The sum is greater than these individual pieces. And when I used to love doing things alone, and as an adult maturing, I'm realizing to hold hands is so much more powerful and wonderful and greater.
The whole is greater than the sum of its parts.
Yes, the gestalt.
It's funny, when I was a kid, my mother moved 17 times because she didn't want us to live with the bad element, for lack of a better word. So we used to go to these Jewish neighborhoods. The Puerto Rican family used to go into Jewish neighborhoods, right? So I remember they used to sit in their beach chairs in front of the building getting sun, or during the summer. And I was a kid, I was young, 8, 9 years old, maybe younger. And I used to talk to them because they used to have, they had the markings, the numbers. And I was young, and I used to run upstairs, and the first time I ran upstairs and I told my sister, do you know what they said? Do you know what they told me? Now, they told me about incidences and things that happened in Germany. I was shocked. So then we moved to another place, and there was another group. And I went finally to the Heights, and there was a long group in Washington Heights. And I grew up learning about this and hearing these nightmares, man. And I grew up, when I had my sons, I said, you know, you should find a place and listen and write this down so it never gets forgotten. Now, I'm not Jewish at all, but I was so fascinated by the stories. I was so fascinated by the groupings. And they sort of knew each other. They shared food with each other, cookies, apples, but whatever they were doing. And I watched them as a kid, watched them. And I used to say, can I bring you water? I had a lemonade stand. Mrs. Freeman, may she rest in peace, is the one that taught me to share, to share. And I don't think we know what that even means anymore on the outside world. Everybody's gimme, gimme, gimme. So I am fascinated by what you're talking about. And again, I'm not Jewish. I'm not. And I have fun with Dawn about the different traditions and everything else. But at the end of the day, what a story to learn.
The children are children, and people are people, and families and loss, and we're all the same.
Yes.
Just try, we're all the same.
You're all the same until you hear things like this. You see those stories and everything else, man. It changes your perception of how good life is. And today on the morning show, we played about that little girl that had cancer for 2 years, and the singer came on to play that song, right? You sort of got to appreciate the things you have. You got to say, you know something, I may have a bad day, but you know, you have a plate of his food, or you sit down, you talk to Russ Johnson about the different things that he's done. This guy has a lot of history involved with Oprah Winfrey and everything else. And if you listen, if you listen with this, and you open this up, and you keep this closed, there's a lot of things you can learn. A lot of things. So I find myself sometimes arguing with the point that people say, oh, the Holocaust really never happened. Just don't say nothing, because you weren't there. So, you know, there's an old saying, until you walk in my shoes. Well, somebody taught me, forget about walking in my shoes, try tying my shoelaces, which is even a bigger trick. And if you can do that, then I'll listen to you. Ain't nobody ever met in 60 years that can do that. So I applaud what you're doing. And anything that we can do to help you do that, you got a home here. Same thing with you, Chef. You got a home here as well with your food. Open door policy no matter when and when you want to do it.
Yay.
And it's amazing. It's amazing the things that she carries. Because maybe she was there.
No.
Just saying.
Not my place to say, but her story to live and to witness and to share. But there's so many great foundations and organizations that I am sure would love to be a part of your project. So any connections we can help you make? They're ticking off in my head, this one and this one and this one and this one. But it's important for everyone to remember, to carry the messages, and at the same time honor your own life, because every life, my grandmother always says, be grateful for every day you wake up and getting older, because the alternative means we're not. So enjoy every day and live it to its fullest. So we're going to take a commercial break. You're going to stay with us a little bit longer?
Sure.
I think on the other side of your picture, I bet Lynn and Sally have a
I'm gonna move that
whole
to the
lot
back.
to say. So more to come. Give us a call, just like Frank did, 888-994-4995. If you're in the area, come on down to get some lunch.
Studio A.
And we'll be right back.
Creative, enchanting, whimsical. Artist Gina Bella is always creating artwork based on real stories and emotions. Expressed through Italian papers, paints, flowers, metals, and clay, her feelings and stories come to life. Complete with glittery diamond dust over paintings and pottery, Gina Bella is always creating new pieces and commissions. You can find her work in staging homes, family Christian bookstores, New Jersey boutiques, and the Brooklyn Cafe Gallery, where she offers personal guided tours of her latest art pieces. Gina can also be found hosting weekend art camps, where she teaches adults and children pottery, painting, and jewelry. For more information on Gina Bella and her art, contact livinglifeartfully@gmail.com or give a call to 954-857-5444.
Coffee News is a fun, family-friendly weekly publication provided free to restaurants, coffee shops, and waiting areas for customers to enjoy. Grow your business today through the power of effective, affordable advertising. Coffee News is an active marketing medium specializing in the ongoing weekly promotion of your business. This builds awareness for your company so you become known as the leader of your industry and develop brand awareness so people think of you first when they want your services or products. Maximize your visibility and achieve outstanding results. For more information on Coffee News, contact sunrisecoffeenews@mail.com or give them a call at 954-951-7870.
Ever needed a good read? Maybe a book to keep your mind off things. Frank A. Ruffalo is an internationally known author and accomplished screenwriter. He's written many successful novels with amazing stories. Fiction adventures like The Lady of the Harbor, The Trihedral of Chaos, Gabriel's Chalice, 10048, and many more. For more information, visit www.frankaruffalo.com, or you can find Frank Ruffalo on Amazon.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
Bright, bold, beautiful. Audrey Omart creates artwork pieces that make a statement in any room. Using ethically sourced material, these handmade artworks are made in collaboration with divine higher power. This unique method gives vision, passion, and energy to every piece. Find Audrey Omart's work at the Brooklyn Cafe Studios or audreynow.com. Audrey Omart, art that opens the heart.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solutions Center. With your insurance, you may qualify to get a new CGM right now at little or no cost to you. By wearing a small remote device, you can immediately reduce the painful finger sticks. They're accurate, easy to use, and help you make better diabetes treatment decisions. If you take insulin 3 or more times a day or use an insulin pump, I want you to call right now and take advantage of our free shipping offer.
You've been watching the Brooklyn Cafe Show. Join us each day and after hours as we talk about the hot topics to open the conversations and share a few laughs. Now, back to Dawn and Freddie S.
So our animator Bailey Altabet created that "Let's Go to the Movie" segment. It just needs like music, like do 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 do. It just.
Did it just play?
Did you hear her say "oh"?
Let's play it again. Play it again.
I don't
play
think
it
it has
again.
music.
It doesn't have music yet.
She's
We
gonna
just
put-
got it
the
off
music
the
is in my
presses.
head.
Play that. Let's go to the movies.
Let's go to the movies.
I'm gonna do what?
You're gonna do the walk. Remember that jiggy thing we did? You had that your little
No, I
walking
ain't doing
stick.
that.
We can put that with.
I hurt myself doing that. Come on. I will. Yay! Off to the movies we go. Let's go to the movies.
Oh my God.
Now, if you call right now, I'll give you 2 tickets. If you need 4, I got those 2. To go to the movies of Del Rey or the movies of Lake Worth. We are going to be doing music. I'm negotiating with JC Dreesen and a couple other people. We're going to do a little concert or something up there. Check it out. Movies of Del Rey. My movie of the week
The phone is ringing.
is called A Man Called
Otto.
Otto.
Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks. I tell you, the man is great. But I was told The Whale is a great movie. That's going to be my next one. Probably go Sunday. And I got 2
Actually, Sunday
tickets.
we got plans.
Well, I'm going to go Sunday night, midnight. They open all night. You
I
gotta
have to
get
tell
there.
you, our community is opening up with some really, really great events. Actually, this weekend, starting tomorrow, Onesimo Fine Art Gallery, meet the artist Alexandra Nikita, a world-renowned, internationally acclaimed. She actually also was named by the UN Global Peace Ambassador at the age of 15. And all of her artwork and her sculptures, which are tremendous, is about joining people in peace and unity. A great exhibit, a wonderful woman that we had the pleasure of interviewing on Wednesday. So meet the artist up in Palm Beach, Worth Avenue, Onesimo Fine Art Gallery tomorrow and Sunday from 2 to 5, a free event, and the event will be there through the 31st, so check that out.
Do we got a phone call? Okay.
And
Awesome.
tomorrow night we've got Pub at the Hub.
Yes.
Freddie, it's wonderful that you learned and believed as a child. So many kids today have not learned, and that's from Steve. About the Holocaust.
You know, Steve, you're 100% right. It touches my heart to be able to say that, and I'm not Jewish, but it really doesn't matter because being human is being human, and when I look around, everybody in here is a human being. So I want to give away something else. 2 tickets. 2?
La Sorrel.
La Sorrel, 2 tickets. Now I got to tell you something. This restaurant, you should be calling. We should have a wait list for these bad boys. The food is unbelievable. Unbelievable. Give me a call. Maybe I even throw these in with 2 tickets for movies of Del Rey. So you can have movies, dinner and a movie. Maybe impress somebody in your life.
Yeah,
So
so
give
we've
us a
got
call.
2 tickets to La Sorrel. We got 2 tickets to movies of Del Rey or Lake Worth. Maybe we can get Rohan some water.
Ron, you need water? Let's get him some water. Good. Good
So
stuff.
we got the Onesimo Fine Art Gallery tomorrow. We will also be at Pub at the Hub up at Space of Mind in Delray Beach. You can get your tickets on Eventbrite. Type in Pub at the Hub or yourccp.org for Community Classroom Project. There are going to be 10 restaurants there, 25 artists selling their art. All proceeds of this night go to support their Community Classroom Kitchen, which is a state-of-the-art teaching kitchen facility located right on their campus. It's going to be open up for restaurants, for families, for community to come together, share cooking, come together over food to help with mental health awareness, and a full production studio that we are looking to work with that as
We're
well.
going to be working with them as well, which I'm excited to announce. Man, we got like a lot of stuff.
So there is the Pub at the Hub, this Onesimo Fine Art, and that is just this weekend because coming up 2 weekends after that, we've got Pink Ball,
Forget
Striking
about
Out for Breast Cancer. This is an amazing foundation that was started by the Stallone family. All proceeds of this go back to women without health insurance and women that are underserved for the mammograms, for their screening, for their ultrasounds. Those that feel they need the screening but they don't have the insurance to do it, the fear of not knowing. So all proceeds of this Pink Ball go back to striking out breast cancer. It's Saturday, February 24th, over at Bill Aronson County Park in West Boca. You can check it out at bocapinkball.com. Of course, they're still looking for sponsors, for players, kickball, and for softball. I think Josh wants to go.
I got to call her because I want to bring her in. I went to take out some blood yesterday. And I'm going to tell you something.
Never heard anyone describe it quite like that.
What, they take like
Take out some blood.
They took it out, 5'2", 6 tests.
Take out some
A lot of
blood.
blood. And I'm sitting here, I'm watching, says, you enjoy doing it? She says, more than you do. And she kept switching. But I got to tell you, the price, skyrocket. I've never seen skyrocketed price this way. So I can only imagine just how vital this, I want to bring her back.
Bring her back.
This whole thing with the Stallone family, and they have a restaurant here in Boca as well.
Called Stallone's.
And unfortunately, because we've been busy the last couple of weekends, we haven't been able to go, but I want to go.
Sally, you and Steve, it's not too far from your house.
Oh, I'm interested, definitely.
Stallone's.
Yeah.
It's right on Glades and Lyons.
Okay.
And just tell them you're a friend of the cafe.
Absolutely.
Tell them- no,
I am your friend, right?
Exactly.
Tell them I'm from the Sally Show. That's Zena. I'm Zena.
I will be there.
Yeah, you come and
I'll
tell me
make my
that, I'll open
presence
up the
known.
whole restaurant for you.
But it's so important. And if you see the mammogram van around town or any of their screening vans, that is through this project to raise awareness and funds. And they actually do the callback if there's a follow-up. Again, really important. You go and get your screening and then you don't get the results. Boca community is so great at what they do, giving the results timely and giving you that peace of mind that you need.
Absolutely, and it's a nice venue to do. It's a great cause. I'm going to see her mom on the weekend. Good stuff. It's good stuff.
So a lot of great things. And if you want to have some fun, the new Florida Follies has begun. It actually started January 15th, so check this out, the new Florida Follies. This is a group of men and women over the age of 55 that said, you know what, I'm going to get back to my passion of dancing, music, singing. They're going to be at Parker, and they're going to be at Spanish River,
When
the
is
Countess
Parker?
de Hornley. February 19th,
We
Sunday.
told her we were going.
These are all matinees and also at the Township Center for the Performing Arts. There is a woman who is 94 years old who does a split. There are former Rockettes, former June Taylor dancers. Just amazing
Did you
to watch.
see them? When they came, did you see them, Sally, when they were here?
I think Sally was on vacation.
I think you were, no, I think you were getting married or
Or
something.
getting married or something.
You're doing something
I
on the
think
ship
that's
somewhere.
right. I got married.
But
We
such
should
an
bring them-
amazing group of people.
We should bring them back.
I'm sure they would, and their article will be coming out in our newsletter hopefully next week.
I want to know how you can have chef and the groups there. I want to know how you can fit all this in.
I need a bigger boat. I need more space is what I think I
You need more room.
All right, you want to head over and talk to Lynn and Sally?
I do, because I'm anxious to hear what they have to say when she was talking about past lives and everything else. And this is when the part of the show gets really interesting.
See, there's so
because-
many things in my head that I want to say, but it is not my place to say. It is Lori's place to learn.
let me get that.
Right? It's all our places to learn and figure out.
Hey, you're giving me water, so you know what's coming.
What's
Here it
coming?
comes. I don't know. We're about to find out.
Why Bailey's giving a... So what you got to meet with Lynn. You're working on the second version of your book.
Exactly. And today, the chapter that we were doing, excuse me, was all about past lives.
course
So
it
now
was.
when I come in here, I hear you talking about past lives. And I whispered to Lynn, at that point you hadn't mentioned it. You were just telling your story. And I actually said, I think she's talking about a past life. And the more I listen, and I know you're aware of that too, it's like I was getting the message about it and validating in my mind what she was talking about. I'm also Jewish, so you know, you don't have to be Jewish to relate to what happened, but I felt very much connected to that at that point.
So remember when you fell the first time? All of your visions came.
Yes.
First time
The
I
first
qualified.
time, yes.
All of your visions came, and your painting and everything.
Right.
And we tease that you fall and you trip a lot, but you fell again recently. Today
Well-
you came in with messages that are from everywhere.
Unbelievable. I had a very powerful morning. Everything was coming,
Stop
which you
falling.
can relate to, and then meeting you, which was incredible. Russell, right? Yes, which hopefully, you know, I'm going to be on your show regarding UFOs, which I love. I never talk about that. Yeah, beautiful. 26, oh, I thought it was...
The 6th.
The 6th, yes. So I'm having a really good day, and I'm forgetting about my fall. My pain is disappearing.
But sometimes I think when you fall,
Well, my first one, actually, when I was an artist, wasn't a fall. I was getting some sort of chest pain of some kind. But you're right. Now that I think about it, I fall a lot and do get messages. Not to fall.
Yeah, they say stop falling. Be careful.
Yes,
Don't walk on wet floors.
Right,
Caution,
right,
Sally's coming.
right.
Beware, there's a pebble on the floor. I
Look
know.
who's talking. Look who's talking.
But listen, we talk past lives, so I joke with Sally because I know Sally and I have been connected in a past life.
Absolutely.
And I say that to you all the time. But you came in this morning with a lot of messages for me.
For you, yes, which I don't usually do. I mean, if we're talking, maybe, but it was so powerful, Dawn, so powerful. I don't know if you felt that when you walked into our room, Russell, when we were doing the book, because Lynn and I, we went really deep today with one of the chapters that we're going to be putting in my book. And I'm going to say our book because we're working together definitely on it.
Give us a little insight onto this chapter.
Well, basically, yes, I'm giving little, tune in when the book is finished. But it was basically about past lives, and we actually found that we had a strong connection talking about what we were going to put in the book. And suddenly, because I'm definitely in some sort of mode here to get connected, we came up with some fantastic things that we had gone through actually in a past life.
Wow.
And the learning of where we are today that's made us understand so much today. Maybe Lynn would like to elaborate on that.
So at almost the same moment, we both had the realization that, well, let me back up a little bit. So as an author coach, writing coach, it's always been my practice to not include my name in my clients' books, that it's their book and I don't want to take their credit from them by having my name involved in it. But with Sally in this project, it started out with a focus on let's take her original book and then let's bring it up to date, right? The first book was 2008, we're in 2023. That's 15 really important years in her life where a lot of her other gifts have evolved and developed. But as we have these work sessions, and I think we're up to 11 or 12 at this point, there's been something happening where we realize the connection that we have. And this morning, I mentioned something to her and I said, I'm getting all these messages that tell me I don't have to do things the way I've always done them. That I can change, I can look at life and I can do things differently. And so I don't have to have a rule where it doesn't necessarily do anybody any good. And a few minutes after that, at almost the same moment,
Don't move. Somebody grab the TV. Okay. Go the back way. It's the way you
Pick your right foot up.
Go back.
Backwards.
Go back. That's it. Stay
Keep
over
going.
there. Just stay right there. Don't move.
Have a seat.
Whoa.
All right. Where were we?
So at almost the same moment, we had the realization that not only were we going to have both our names on this book in some way, but that Sally and I had written a book once before together in a past life.
Wow.
And I kept saying, not to interrupt you, but I kept saying our book. I usually say the book or my book, but I wasn't even aware that I was saying at that point our book. So I was getting the same messages at that point.
Did the title of the book come up yet?
Well, we have a few, we're still working on that.
No, the book that you wrote previously.
Oh, no, but we know kind of a lot that we talk about here in this lifetime that we'd obviously talked about earlier in another lifetime. And I keep having the feeling that there were scribes, because in those days there were scribes that actually we were talking to them and they were writing our book. And that just came to me.
So this book is being written back then and is being spoken about today.
Some of the topics, yes, Freddie, because we're both very aware of things that I had discussed with Aldo when he was around.
Right.
But I'm getting much more clarity. It's coming through much stronger. And as I talk to Lynn, he's getting the same kind of, we can communicate about the same subjects very, very easily that we've never talked about before, that really haven't been talked about that much, that we're going to be putting in this new book. It's taken on a whole different, I'm going to say, life of its own, really, which is coming through to me.
Well, I'm amazed at ever since you guys have, and they come in here every Friday and they sit and be, and they do their thing. And the more you do this, the wider the net seems to be attracting other pieces around you. I mean, this guy.
Absolutely, because I'm going to be on Russell's show.
But
and
we
it
had
was-
Chanel, we had,
Yeah.
we met a new friend as well. And all of a sudden, it seems like the level of what you just talked about is expanding, and it's like throwing a stone into the lake and that ripple effect.
The ripple effect, absolutely.
And it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, which is fantastic because we want everybody to be in this plane.
Laura, you have a mic?
Uh,
You have a loud voice. He's going to give you. Chef's going to give you his mic.
Hi.
All right. So I have to ask you because during commercial break you were sharing with me. You call it a hallucination. We call it vision.
Vision.
That you had because it's not a hallucination. It's truly something in your mind that occurred.
Right.
Your first one was when you were at the march. You were in.
Yes, I was in
Auschwitz?
Auschwitz. No, Majdanek, as a matter of fact. Majdanek.
And
Which
what
is a
was it?
concentration camp in Poland. And there was 2 pits that were carved out where you would stand and they would shoot you to your death. And I remember standing there, just myself and another friend, and some other teens were back behind us somewhere. And all of a sudden, all the noise went away. It was completely silent. And then I saw a bird, which then I heard a crow, like, wah, wah, wah. And then the gunshot went right about to hit me, and poof, and all the sound came back.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's like a movie.
And what did you think when that happened?
I'm so happy I'm here to share it. I can't believe they're over there laughing and smiling. It was this juxtaposition. It was like this inner tension. Why are these kids so laughing and happy? Yet this is like pretty heavy stuff. So, yeah, it was just like the awareness of we could all have different emotions and deal with facts in different ways, and that's okay. It's just making sense of all of it. Because I was a young teen.
That's a huge. That's why I don't know if I could actually walk through the camps because I don't know if I could handle the processing of that emotion. In the end, it's if you ever go to the 9/11 memorial.
Yeah.
The amount of souls that live there, that are there, that you're walking through them. It's a huge presence to be able to be there. Sally?
Can I just, yes, because we leave imprints from what I've learned. So even if you sit on a chair, like maybe the person that was sitting on this chair before me, I can actually, if you're in tune with it, you can actually feel it. So obviously, I mean, with 9/11 and with all the souls that unfortunately they passed, you're going to get a feeling if you're aware of it, because our imprints are still left here.
It's
It just-
footprints in the sand on the beach. And those footprints never disappear. They get covered over and then another footprint on top.
Yes.
It's like when I went to St. Augustine and I went to the place where people, the first people, even before Columbus, and they got history on that, stepped in the Americas. And I got to stand where these people were. Now, you don't have to be Jewish to do the walk in Germany, do you?
Not everyone that passed was Jewish.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying,
Yeah,
and it's
no.
open to the public, right? So now on the bucket list, because I'm always being asked what my bucket list is, I want to do that. I want to be able to walk through that because I keep seeing all of these things when I was a child in this life, all the things that I was told, and there was a reason I was told, and here it is right in front of me. And you can't deny it. If you open your mind and you listen, this is something I learned from Lynn. If you listen to what you're thinking, you'll be surprised at what you'll learn. And now I want to do this. This is my bucket list all of a sudden to go.
I have to ask you, Lynn, why do you think, and Russell too, all of these things are now opening up? It seems like this portal is opening and this space is taking a whole nother awakening. Every day it gets larger and larger. But you mentioned something to me in the studio this morning.
So we've been under this illusion of separation for so long because we'll just call them the powers that be, have pitted us against each other. Women against men, black versus white, rich versus poor, you can name off all of them. But when you understand that we are all the same, how things show up in our lives are different, but we're all the same. We forget that because we get so wrapped up in ourselves. It's like everybody in the world is worried about what everybody else thinks about them, but nobody's really thinking about you because they're too busy thinking about themselves and being worried about what you think of them.
True that.
Right? And but we allow that to separate us. And if we only understood that we're all having the same thought, that we could actually be together and experience that.
It's things have totally opened up 100%.
It's funny because in walks, in the middle of all of this, the man, the myth, the legend, Kenny Love
Make sure
shows
that
up.
camera's open.
That one is. She turned it on. And Kenny Love is in the house. And it's amazing because you get surrounded. Sometimes you get overwhelmed with what's going on in your life, right? And people get hurt, they get injured, people get sick. My accountant for 30 years, 20 years dies yesterday. I mean, stuff happens, and Kenny's always talking about how things happen, but things also happen the other way. There's a reason why you meet people. If you learn, if you sit and you listen, if you educate yourself. You know, I learned a lot from Russ 10 years ago. He talked to me about production. He talked to me about all the different things outside the lines. And it's okay to do this outside the lines. It's okay to say, you know, I'm different, and it's okay. There ain't no problem being different. The problem is when you deny. When you start to deny, you know, I make fun of Dawn because I tell Dawn she's the letter A in the word amazing. And when you start denying that, that's when you have an issue, not the other way around. Not being a creative. Again, a creative, super creative over here sitting in that red suit. When you don't do it, when you don't buy in, that's when you have the issue. So I got to tell you, you guys filled the house. The house is magical because of you, not because of us. We've been doing this forever. Chef comes along. I got plans. I got people already asking me for your number. Why? Because of the soul. You got clean soul. You come forward and you do what you're supposed to do. That's what it comes down to. So another lesson to be learned. I mean, you call it, you get it.
So before I get over to Kenny, I just want to wrap up with Lori. Does any of this pull things together or answer any questions for you?
Always. Just showing up, smiling, sharing love and light, and it all comes full circle. It's just magic.
It's pretty amazing how it all comes forward. He's going to leave again. Are you going to sit or are you going?
Sit.
Sit. Okay.
Sit, Russ. Sit. Sit, boo-boo.
Do you know each other?
Sit.
Sit. You will in about a half a second.
Well, can I just add to Lori? As you were discussing that, I get images, and I don't actually see people, but I hear. But as you were talking about the Holocaust and where you were and what you walked through, I was getting pictures of that. If that's just my validation for you, I feel it very strongly. This is not coincidental that we're sitting together on the same show at this moment. I feel that. I just wanted to tell you that, which I could have done in private, but I just wanted to let everybody know that.
What it is.
Sally's gotten messages all morning.
I know, yeah, they're coming through very
Just
strong.
worry about it when you don't get the messages. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
How's it? And Kenny Love is in the house.
They say
Kenny's
it's been a
show.
hot minute since we've seen Kenny Love.
I can't remember what the hell he looks like.
Who are you?
Who are you? It's been a while. How you feeling? Just start there.
I feel great. I'm in love with life. Doesn't get any better.
But how are you physically feeling?
I feel great.
Good.
That's the most
I
important
walked
thing.
out of an accident that no one thought I should be alive. Life is short.
That's right.
I'm lucky to be alive. So we only have now to love each other.
True that. And it's funny because to say those words, to say that word love, sometimes is more of an effort than anything else in the world. Because you got to mean it when you say it. If you're not going to mean it, you're right, then don't say it.
I don't think people say if they don't mean it.
I do.
You do?
Trust you, me.
Really?
Oh my God, yes. If I only had a pen, I could write you a book.
Really?
Oh my
It's
God.
a hard word to say if you
But
don't mean
you know
it.
what? But the difference is, you know,
It's that L word.
What there's a lot of L words, but it's the love word. What I learned from Kenny is that sometimes you say it, if you ain't gonna get it back, it's okay, because you ain't ready yet. You know, it took me 60 years to get the brains I got today. It took me 60 years, and that's why I look at my producers in the house, and I want to give them a small sample of what I have learned, because if you take that small medicine, it's going to help you a whole lot more than all the negative crap out there that they're going to feed you, all the lies, all the things that aren't true. and he gets all nervous all
He's
the time.
like a fidget guy over
He's
there.
a fidgeter. But yeah, but you got to keep on the straight and narrow. You know, Kenny had a show 2 years, is it now?
It's almost 3 years.
Almost
in
3 in March.
He came with me with this idea, and I love telling this story. And I thought the man should have been put in Bellevue. If you don't know what Bellevue is, look it up. And he was right. You know, he says, I'm going to preach the word love. He has millions of people watching him. Everybody knows Kenny Love. Everybody. If you don't know him, you're about to learn who he is again. It's an amazing fact because he held on to what he believes in, and he got it done. He got it done when I thought he would never get it done.
How many do you have on your Sharing Love, one of your pages, Kenny?
Well, Love Songs has over 350,000 now.
Unbelievable.
It's going to have over 1 million.
And that TikTok piece
Well,
went
that
over
was
8
over
million?
3 million views.
No, it was more than that.
Probably more than that.
It was crazy.
When love goes viral, just saying I love you, giving out a rose goes viral. I love you so much, Freddie Love and Dawn Love. I love you so much.
We've missed you.
You
We love
remember
you
the
too.
first time you went to that store with Sherry Main Lane? Listen, they moved you over, and it says, you can't be in front of our store, and they moved you, and you went right next door to the other store, and then from there, it just went viral. Remember that?
Yeah, well, they kicked me out, actually, when I started giving roses to every African American. They kicked me out of Whole Foods.
Yeah. I didn't want to say the
know.
name, but yeah.
And then I went to Publix, and I gave roses to every African American, and then the news picked it up, and now it's a worldwide love movement, Roses for Change. And today, I was in Publix, and this guy comes up to me and goes, "You're Kenny Love." I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I want you to say I love you to my girlfriend on the phone right now and tell her you love her and happy birthday."
Did you?
Absolutely. We did a video call.
There's
These are the
another video for you to
miracles.
download, Freddie.
1-800-CALL Kenny, and he'll tell your girlfriend, I love you.
I will.
You know, there's a thing when celebrities where you can do that. You can pay for the. I forgot what it's called. I did it once. You can put. We should put Kenny on there.
We should do our own celebrity line hotline,
Right?
right? Get an I love you or a birthday message from
Kenny Love.
Kenny
What do you
Love.
have on the show for today?
Well, today's going to be New Year's Love, and it's going to be Martin Luther King Love because it was his birthday on Monday, and we're going to rock the house with love. It's going to be an amazing show. I'm really excited.
How much weight have you lost?
I lost about 50 pounds.
Yeah, you've lost a tremendous amount of weight.
I mean, not just did I almost pass from a car accident, then after that I got COVID, and I have every vaccine in the book, but I kept going to the hospital to get the car accident and waiting with all these people with respiratory illnesses,
That's it.
and then I got COVID. So it's been 4 weeks. I am so excited for the show today to spread the love all over the world.
We haven't seen you since the middle of January. I mean, December, sorry. It was like December 15th, I think.
Yeah,
18th, wow.
yeah.
Well, welcome back.
I love you so much,
We
Dawn.
love you too.
Love you,
We
Dawn.
certainly
Love.
need you.
Love you, love you, love you.
Ready to wrap up today's
Ready
show? Thank you, everybody, for what a wonderful show today. Join us tomorrow at Space of Mind. You can get your tickets at yourccp.org or Anessimo Gallery. We'll be there either tomorrow or Saturday, but don't go see us. Go see this amazing artist, Alexandra. She is spectacular, all about love and coloring outside the lines.
That's right.
So-
You want to check her out. Also, Triple C. How you doing, my friend? I hope your wife is doing better. I will promise to call you so we can start the Triple C segment.
He's got a
That's
music
right.
video coming out soon.
And they have they got a video they're putting together, Josh and crew, which is very fun, very nice.
All right. Have a great weekend, everyone. Stay safe. Enjoy the weather. We will see you Monday, 9 a.m. drive time.
As always, don't be late. All right.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show's over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S. will bring you more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. We'll see you next time.